AI-powered platforms like AWS Kiro are changing how software gets built. They bring more structure, planning, and automation into the whole development process, not just code generation. But as things speed up, so does the risk of pulling in vulnerable or low-quality dependencies. That's where Sonatype Guide's MCP server fits in. It adds real-time open-source intelligence directly into the workflow, so what you're building stays secure, high-quality, and policy compliant. So, while Kiro helps you move fast and stay organized, Guide MCP makes sure you're building on components that you can actually trust. Right now, I'm going to show you how that combination lets teams move quickly without sacrificing confidence. Setup is simple and straight to the point. You authenticate the Sonatype Guide MCP using a token generated from the Guide UI. Then you add that token to your MCP configuration in Kiro. Once that's in place, Kiro can tap directly into Guide through MCP, pulling in real-time dependency intelligence as it plans, designs, and builds your application. So instead of checking components after the fact, you're getting that insight built right into the workflow from the start. Now let's walk through a real-life workflow in Kiro, from an idea to actual working code. I'll start with a prompt. Build a Node.js app for a fantasy Formula One race with 22 drivers, each driver assigned a unique colored shape with no duplicates. Use the Sonatype MCP server to research dependencies. While Kiro starts building, in the background it's actually calling Guide MCP to identify and select the recommended component versions from the start. So under the hood, it's hitting MCP functions to check versions, find the latest releases, and the best version to use, not just the latest version. So instead of scanning after the fact, this is all happening in line, taking into account things like vulnerabilities, breaking changes, license risk, and just overall component quality. It's also using Sonatype's developer trust score to favor the best maintained, production-ready libraries. And this matters because even with tools like Kiro that significantly increase the speed of development, developers are still the ones that have to figure out what's actually safe to release. And Sonatype Guide MCP helps to remove that burden from developers by enforcing policy and quality guardrails into Kiro's workflow. It makes sure that the best decisions are made upfront and not after the fact. Great, now my application is ready. Let's tweak it so that it can use version 5.6.1 of Chalk, and let's have Kiro validate it with Sonatype Guide MCP. With Guide MCP, Kiro automatically checks for vulnerabilities, malware, and license issues as it builds out the code. And it's clear, AI development with trusted dependency intelligence leads to better results, faster delivery, and production-ready secure software from the start. So what you ship is ready for production from day one. Together, AWS Kiro and Sonatype Guide MCP preserve developer speed, reduce rework and risk, and enable teams to build and ship code with confidence.